Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. We've got so much happening today. I mean, massive exposure happening nationwide. Corruption at all levels in our federal government is being exposed. We have today, Alex Jones warning that Trump is thinking about pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell. You heard that right. Rumors within the Trump White House is that Trump is going to pardon her. On top of that, we have General Flynn warning us and saying, do not believe the official narrative of Charlie Kirk's assassination. Something bigger and much darker is happening. On top of that, we have FBI Director Kash Patel exposing the Biden administration and how they spied without warrants on sitting senators. On top of that, Trump's administration last night released more information proving to us and showing us that Biden really did funnel money. And the reason that Biden wanted the war in Ukraine to start was so that people would stop looking at Ukrainian and Biden corruption collusion. We're going to cover all of that and so much more. Do me a huge favor, ladies and gentlemen, smash that thumbs up. Subscribe, leave me a comment. Where are you tuning in from today? And really quickly, before we continue, sponsor of today's video and the channel overall, Verity Metals. Ladies and gentlemen, I shout them out because they are amazing. They're patriots, they're people of faith, they are Trump supporters. They will take care of you, IRA, 401k, and everything in between. They got you covered. Call or text 888-328-6105. Tell them Vlad sent you. Links are down below in the description. Let's get right into it. Now, first things first, I'm going to roll you a couple clips. I want to first show you this. This is General Flynn talking about Charlie Kirk's assassination and saying something's wrong. Something's off.
There's been so many theories out there. I mean, So I personally, I don't believe that it was a lone wolf, 22-year-old tranny who wrote a perfect, whatever it was, text message to his lover or whatever. All the issues about taking a weapon apart. I mean, I could get into the technical details because I asked. I went and sat down with experts and I said, teach me about these things.
Ballistic stuff?
Yeah, I went through all that with experts, with people who are snipers, people who are ballistics experts, people who are weapons experts, people who looked at the various footages. Too many questions out there. So what, right? What does Mike Flynn want? What Mike Flynn wants is our government, and it can be Kash Patel or it can be Pam Bondi, it can be somebody from the White House, but I think Kash is probably the right guy to stand there and tell the American people, look, we are still investigating this. We don't have, we have some evidence. We have a lot of evidence, maybe. I mean, it was clear that they dirtied up the crime scene for certain. There's no doubt about that. So just level with us, because the assassinations of the 1960s, particularly the assassination of a sitting president of the United States by elements of our own government, which has now been validated by the latest release of information, and they still haven't released everything, even though Trump said we're going to release everything. They still have not released everything. But that's what I want Kash Patel to do. I want somebody from our government.
You want him to come up and say, we're still doing the
we're still looking. We don't know yet.
It takes time.
We don't know yet. And these things,
that's fair. I think it takes time.
I mean, it's absolutely fair. And it's, in fact, if I were in government, I would say in a White House meeting, this is what you must do. Stop all this nonsense about we've caught our guy. There's just been too much. And what it does is it damages and it continues to eat away and erode the trust between the people of this country and the government. And that's the one thing that must be rebuilt. People want to trust our law enforcement. They want to trust our government. They want to trust Trump. They want to trust Kash Patel. I do. But this particular issue with Charlie Kirk was such a seminal event in the history of the United States of America. And it smells bad. It looks bad. The old duck thing, right? If it looks like a duck and walks like a duck, then it's a duck. And so something about it is not right.
By the way, I want you guys to do me a huge favor, please, right now. on my channel where it says posts, on my YouTube channel where it says posts, yesterday I posted a video of me in my very good friend's studio, Pastor Matthew Shea. He is former lawmaker of Washington State. He's a 20-year military veteran. He's the guy who introduced me to General Flynn, and he served with General Flynn. He's got a great YouTube channel, a great studio, great content. Go subscribe to his channel. It's in the posts. You won't regret it. I mean, this guy has some good intel. Again, he's got a lot of connections in DC, including Flynn and many others. Now, let's continue. Breaking. John Solomon just explained the historic documents released by the CIA that prove Biden was everything we accused him of.
Based on this declassification, that Joe Biden knew all about what was happening in Ukraine, knew all about zero experience Hunter, no experience in energy, oil, gas, coal, or Ukraine, getting paid millions. And he benefited from it, according to the laptop. What do you know?
Yeah. Well, what we know now, thanks to CIA Director John Ratcliffe, and quite frankly, the culture of transparency that Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, Tulsi Gabbard, alongside of Director Ratcliffe have created, we're getting a complete picture. We now know that not only did the Biden family know that Ukrainians thought they were working with a corrupt company, we knew our own intelligence community knew that what Hunter Biden was doing in Ukraine was compromising American agenda, stopping the anti-corruption message that America was trying to sell to Kiev from actually succeeding. The Ukrainians were saying, hey, Joe Biden's created a double standard. He's telling us to clean ourselves up, and his son's working for a dirty company. They tried to put that in an intel report to disseminate to policymakers and intelligence agencies around the country, and Joe Biden's national security team went over to the CIA and said, we don't want that distributed. Now, this was a legitimate intelligence report. It met all the standards of the intelligence community for good reporting, but Joe Biden's team was able to get it basically suffocated. It never saw the light of day. It didn't see it in 2016 when it could have been helpful to our policymakers trying to deal with Ukraine before the 2016 election. And more importantly, for President Donald Trump in 2019, when there was an impeachment trial, this was clearly what we would call Brady material, exculpatory material that would have been very beneficial to Donald Trump at his impeachment trial. The CIA and the U.S. government didn't produce it there either. They kept this from the American people during one of the most consequential impeachment trials of our lifetime. So we now know the secret's out. Everything Joe Biden told us, that it was a conspiracy to think his family was a conspiracy theory to think his family was doing anything wrong. His own government knew that his son was involved with a corrupt company, and it was hurting the American public and American policy.
John, more great reporting, and we will have you back tomorrow because you will have more breaking news. You have given us a heads up. I tell everyone, pay close attention. John Solomon, thank you. All right, now today on Capitol Hill.
Now, really quickly, let me show you. When you go on my channel, I mean, this is it right here. When you go to my channel, go under posts up here, right? You got the playlist, you got the posts, and then I posted, right? My good friend Pastor Matt Shea had me on his show. This is
happening in Portland and Chicago.
Go subscribe to his channel, Patriot Radio with Matt Shea. This guy, I mean, he was on Lara Logan's show a couple of weeks. He's a former lawmaker of Washington State who was sued by Washington State and won. On top of that, he's a constitutional attorney, former lawmaker, very good, served with General Flynn and fought overseas side by side. He's amazing. And Washington State tried to take away his law license, and they failed. So he's also on Patriot Radio, national radio, and he's going to be on Patriot TV soon. But he launched his YouTube channel. I'm telling you, he does amazing work, right? He has great guests. He was on Lara Logan recently. He has General Flynn on often and many other great people. So go subscribe. You won't regret it. He does great work. Now he's a pastor who, and we yesterday talked about the church and the church's role in politics and what needs to be done. So thank you guys so much. So make sure to subscribe to his channel. You won't regret it. Let's continue. FBI Director Kash Patel tells us that Jack Smith spied on 8 GOP senators after the 2020 election.
Put it in a lockbox, put that lockbox in a vault, and then put that vault in a cyber place where no one can see or search these files. They're called restricted access and prohibited access. Restricted access means some people get to see it. Prohibited access, you put it in there when you want to hide it from the world, and that takes the authorization of the Attorney General and the Director of the FBI. So not only did they weaponize this law enforcement, but when we got in there, and when I got in as the FBI Director, from my experience as Russiagate, I knew where to look and what rooms to open and what doors to kick down. And that's what we did. We found this information to expose the politicization by Jack Smith and the prior Department of Justice. I mean, just think about it. 8 sitting United States senators, phone records were gathered and subpoenaed through the grand jury process, and it was buried and wormholed with the hope that no one would find it. So we're just scratching the surface here, but accountability is coming. You're darn right I fired those agents. You're darn right I blew up CR-15, the public corruption squad that led the weaponization at the Washington field office. We're just warming up, but we are running our investigations to the ground. We are finding every single person involved. We will not leave a single room locked. We will go in through all the prohibited access requirements, and we will find the material and show the American public, like we have done in this FBI, more transformative and transparent than any in the U.S. history, to bring accountability to the American people. And we will work with our partners in Congress, who should be furious at the prior administration's leadership and weaponization and singular politicization of law enforcement. The American public sees what we're doing, Sean, with the stats you just read off in the beginning. They see what we're doing here to develop, to unseal the vault and show the world how the deep state actually operates.
So think about that. The Democrats spied on 8 sitting United States Republican congressmen who are close allies of Trump without a warrant. They listened in on their phone conversations. They tapped their text messages. They read their emails without a warrant. This is, ladies and gentlemen, you got to think about this. This is the Democrat Party today. They don't give a crap about law and order. They don't give a crap about legal immigration, secure borders. They just want slaves. Now, we're going to finish it up with this one.
In the 20-year saga of the Jeffrey Epstein, Mossad, MI6, honeypot cover-up, just a few hours ago, the biggest development took place. We're about to play the clip. President Trump, speaking from the Resolute desk in the Oval Office, said, yeah, we're open to a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, I've been predicting for months that's coming. And going back before Trump was even reelected, I said, for my sources, Trump's not involved with Epstein abusing these young girls, but the CIA and others have come to him and said, sir, we have the whole proof of this network. And if you bring it out, it'll bring down the government, the corporations, all these top bankers, the head of Harvard, the Clintons, Bill Gates, all of it. But if you use this leverage, including against the British Empire and Prince Andrew, we can have them literally eat out of our hands. Now, I understood the Machiavellian angle of that. I didn't agree with it. And I said, let justice be done, may the heavens fall. But I said back in January of this year and right through to now, we'll play a compilation in a moment, that this was coming. Then we have this big DOJ whistleblower information. It does.
I call him Puff Daddy.
Listen to this. Not only is Trump thinking about pardoning Maxwell, but Puff Daddy, right? P. Diddy just got 5 years in prison, and he's asking Trump for a pardon. And Trump didn't say no. Trump didn't say no.
Because you're the Paul Revere's, you are the answer in 1984, you are the spirit of 1776.
Its term today, Mr. President.
Say it.
The Supreme Court is back, and they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're?
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
You know, I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it.
If you're
I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider. I don't know anything about it. So, but I'll speak. I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I'd have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
I'll tell you this, because no.
And now check this out. I'm going to take you to George Behezy. He posted a video a couple days ago. Here we go.
I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I'd have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly. I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons.
So Puff Daddy wants a pardon. Maxwell wants a pardon. I want to, for my finishing thoughts, I want to respond to this question. More truths exposed, but nothing but more puffing smoke, but not one arrest yet. Not one low-down rat is in jail yet. You are so right, my friend. Do you know that by October 1st of 2021, the Biden administration had already indicted and arrested 71 Trump friends, allies, or Trump administration officials? By October 1st of 2021, 71 Trump supporters, officials, or former administration employees or close allies of Trump were already indicted. With it being what are we in October 8th? All we got was James Comey, and let me show you what happened today. We were supposed to have a perp walk, remember? We were supposed to have a perp walk. We were supposed to have pictures of him in handcuffs. You're not getting that, ladies and gentlemen. Do you remember when Trump was perp walked down in Georgia? Steve Bannon was perp walked. Trump supporters and other Trump administration officials were perp walked. Guess what? James Comey is not going to be perp walked because there was an administrative error and he was summoned to court. He didn't get an arrest warrant. So Pam Bondi, Scam Blondie's DOJ made such a huge mistake that instead of signing an arrest warrant, he got to show up to court summons like a civil case. So by October 1st, 2021, of the Biden administration, 71 Trump allies were already indicted and on their way to prison. They've been perp walked. They've been handcuffed. They were humiliated in front of cameras. It's October 8th. All we have is James Comey, and they fumbled the bag so much that he came in on his own through the back door. No cameras got to take any pictures. Now Trump is talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, P. Diddy maybe going home. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, what is happening. It is when it comes to this, why are people not being arrested? Why? We want prison time for these dirt bags, for these lowlifes. And if it doesn't happen in 3.5 years, man, was that 4 years of fighting to win the 2024 election? Was it really for nothing? Was it, was Charlie sacrificed for nothing? We need to see accountability. The deep state must be taken down. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, God bless you. Have a great day. Stay tuned. I'll see you soon.